Hello, MGTOW. Hello, men. This is Howard Dare. Thanks for stopping by. So, I want to talk about some subjects that are of interest to men, with the idea of becoming a strong man, a capable, free, independent, self-reliant man. So this is not about entertainment or making people laugh or making people happy. This is the guiding principle of the Howard Dare videos, helping men, not getting views, not making money, but addressing the issues that are of most importance to men in having a good life, or to put it another way, not having a bad life. And I'll tell you, it's not a very rewarding niche to be in. Like, it's not going to get a lot of views. I would get a lot more views if I was all about worshiping the women, even if I was talking about not worshiping the women. Like if I were, anyway, making men strong again, making men great again. Now, to me, to my mind, I say that, and I'm like, well, yeah, of course, this is what everybody wants, but it's not. Most people want to be entertained. Most people don't want to think about the issues. Most people want to be diverted. They want their attention diverted, away from these issues. And yet, these are the important issues. And yet, there's not a lot of support in pursuing these issues. But it is the principled thing to do, and therefore it is what I must do. And that's part of the message here at the Howard Dare channel. Why you do something, it's very important. It really is. What you do might not be as important as you think as to why you do what you do. From a philosophical point of view, from an existential point of view, what you don't want to do is not think about this. This is the wrong path. If you do as a man what society and the other men around you want you to do, it will lead you down a blue pill path that will destroy your health and destroy your efficacy as an individual. I have very specific goals in my videos overarching in my channel, in the theme of my channel, okay? And that is individualism. Now, don't read that the wrong way. That does not mean to the exclusion of groups that we need to be a part of. You see, the problem is not that men are not part of the collective, it's that they're not individually strong. That's what's going, there is no giant collective for you. It's like when a man says, that, oh, Howard Dare, you're out of line, you're wrong. It's like, you don't understand. You don't understand anything. Of course I'm not wrong. I'm not doing anything to that man. He's trying to shame other men for not being part of the group. And he's not really part of the group. So it's really quite sad. And holding on to that attitude leads to becoming like Justin Trudeau. And I don't mean politically successful. I mean a complete soy boy. A complete pandering non-male, a cucked beta pandering male who worships the approval of women and the group and the collective. Not an individual, anyway. So freedom for the individual. This is the basic premise of everything I do. Not being part of the collective, or certainly not becoming an unthinking member of the collective. We could even say differentiating yourself from the collective as time goes on, because if you follow that path, it leads to weakness. It leads to being a dependent. And as a man, you're really not welcome within that group. That group is operating under the assumption that men are evil and that men have oppressed them, that men are their oppressors and that they are victims. And this is what makes them a group. And if you, as a young man, as an unthinking male, go along with the group, that's where you are going. You are becoming an anti-individual. And you're going to want to be entertained. You're going to want to be diverted. You're going to want to, be told that you're correct. Is that the way of a man? Of course it's not. But it's a much easier path, isn't it? It's a much more rewarding path. However, at the end, or near the end, you don't want to be there. And that's why I talk about the issues that I talk about, because I don't want you to wind up there. I really don't. I don't want you to wind up with fatty liver disease and, addicted to worshiping women. There's nothing wrong with women. Okay, I don't see where MGTOW needs to hate women or consider women evil or anything like that. The problem is not women. The problem is the men are conditioned to worship the women, and the man gives his life over to these pursuits. This is why I'm focused on a different set of pursuits. Your health, your diet, your psychology, your understanding of media. I am not here to talk about the latest Star Wars movie. I'm not here to read feminist articles to you. I'm here to talk to you about your diet, the fact that it's destroying your masculinity. So we break it down, okay, into areas of life that we can manage as separate components. And then we work on improving those areas, and we work on shoring up the weaknesses within those areas. For example, if we're talking about diet, we're talking about building the right diet for you, given where you are right now with your energy requirements and with your metabolism. And at the same time, we talk about getting rid of the negative habits within your diet. Now, some of you are thinking, wow, that's great. Now the diet's taken care of. No, it's not, because it's connected to the other areas of your life, to your psychology, to your finances. These things affect your stress levels. These things affect your diet. Oh, well, I should work out. Yeah, probably, some way or another. But what if you're operating at an energy deficiency and it's significant and you're not processing your food properly? Look, you can eat all of the right foods and still put on a whole bunch of fat. It's called nutrient partitioning, okay? Your body is deciding where the food goes. For example, you could eat, your macros properly throughout the day. And your body decides, okay, and we're going to just put this all over to the liver. We're going to put this all into your fat cells. Another person could eat the same diet, and the body could say, you know what we're going to do with this? We're going to partition all of this over to building muscle, protein synthesis. Do you understand? So it's complicated. It's involved. It's comprehensive. It's the biggest job that you will have in your whole life, ever. Taking care of, yourself, your body, your well-being, your future. We have to go into these areas in order to fix and repair the damage that the gynocentric system does to the men. The gynocentric system is trying to make you into a servant and a worshiper of women, and to be obsessed with their concerns, and to have that be the overriding factor in your mind. It's an obsessive consumer culture, inundated with, mass media. It's very sad when I meet someone who cannot think for themselves. And it's very rare when I meet someone who can think for themselves. So this is a very lonely tract of MGTOW. This is not the popular section of MGTOW. The popular section of MGTOW has to do with worshiping women while condemning women. As I've said, there's nothing wrong with women. What's wrong is the way that the man responds to the women, the way that he is conditioned to respond to the women, the way that he is conditioned to worship the female. So we are talking about these areas of your life and having you working on them, from a positive point of view and fixing up from the negative point of view. And, the one thing that I would really want to put across to you is that what I perceive to be the greatest danger at this time is to not think, to not be aware of where you're going, what your plans are, to just be going along with the crowd, to just be going along with the herd. Now, you can be, especially as a younger person, a part of the group. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I don't see how you're going to work your way up otherwise. It's like living in a capitalistic society. You were never meant to be a perpetual worker. Unless you're very high end and there's great demand for what you do. And understand that the higher professions, a doctor, a lawyer, a quality engineer, actually we treat engineers like horses. You know what I mean? We treat them terribly. And the other professions, all of the STEM fields, all of the fields based on merit are under attack from a cultural group collective point of view, okay? You don't want to be part of that group. You want to be able to be an individual who can rise above the group on your own merit. This is the focus of the Howard Dare channel. It's a lonely way to go. It's not a very popular place to be. Most people want to be part of the group. They want to be entertained. They want to take their lead from others. They don't want to be fully responsible. But if you continue down that path as a man, you become a blue pill simp. And your health is destroyed, your psychology is destroyed, all of it. Well, not all of it, but, And okay. So I'm sorry that it's not more entertaining for you. I'm sorry that I'm not reviewing the latest Star Wars movie. I'm sorry that I'm not like immersed in popular media, to then interact, with you on it. I'm concerned with certain social and political principles, individual rights, checking an overbearing, authoritative, bureaucratic, matriarchal, politically correct government. The idea of dragging down all of the institutions that Western civilization has built up, both physically and mentally, as a kind of group activity for the fun of it. We have certain principles. One of those principles is the law of identity. A is A. A thing is a thing. A tree is a tree. A rock is a rock. A rock is not a tree. This is the basis of scientific thought. This is the basis of how man interacts with reality. These are the physical sciences. These are the STEM fields. These are the foundations of civilization. And these are what are under attack, so that large groups of people will feel good and go along and do as they're told. And it leads to a very unhealthy place where they are not strong, independent, free individuals. But it's a pleasant journey. It's a pleasant ride. You will be entertained and diverted along the way. But your destination is unworthy. You don't want to go there. You need to take hold now, in the present, and be aware and determine where you want to go, what you want to do, and then exercise that discipline. That's what you need to do now. That's what we're about. There's multiple ways to do it. We break it down into the other, into various areas of the life. We focus on smaller areas: health, relationships, finance, friends, stress levels, diet, and we get strong in these areas. And when something goes wrong in one area, we isolate it like a compartment on a ship. That didn't work out too well for the Titanic, though, did it? And we don't let it affect the other areas. This is the way, you don't let problems in some areas of your life destroy the other areas and the overall quality of your life. But that's a more advanced subject that we'll get into. We're going to focus on the specific areas of a man's life that make the most difference. We're going to focus on what the man should do, what the man should not do, with a mind towards where does the man want to wind up. Does he want to wind up as a member of the group who doesn't think, who feels good, but whose future is very doubtful and very painful? Or does he want to become a strong individual, which is going to require, who's free and independent and can do what they want to do down the road and is healthy? But that's going to require hard work and sacrifice in the present, right? So it's not a real popular message that I'm putting out there, is it? It's a hard message. But I'm hoping that some of you will recognize the value of it and join me, in this journey. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. There'll be more videos along this line. Let me know what you think about this in the comments section below. Like, share, comment, subscribe, donate. We need your support. Without your support, this channel goes away, right? As I'm not appealing to the idea of worshiping women, right, but instead making the man a strong individual so that women will worship him, it's not going to go over very well, with a lot of people. So we need your support in order to continue to provide this message, because the mainstream does not support this message. The collective group does not support this aspect of MGTOW. So I would really appreciate your support. And join me again, Howard Dare, as I plan to have more content for you. Thank you, everyone.